AC machines to three-phase induction motors. Here, the objectives are speed control of induction motor by injecting voltage in rotor circuit method, and the speed control of induction motor by changing rotor circuit resistance. So on which factors the speed of induction motors depends on what is the formula for speed of induction motor, what happens when the voltage is injected into the rotor circuit. So here, on which factors the speed of the induction motor depends on? What are the formulae for speed induction motor? What happens if the voltage is neglected or not? Voltage is inducted into the rotor circuit. What happens if slip decreases? And what happens if the rotor circuit resistance is changed? The speed of the induction motor is given by N is equal to Ns into minus S. Here N is the speed of the motor and Ns is the synchronous speed of the machines, and here the S is the slip, where the synchronous speed Ns is equal to 120 F by P and slip S is equal to rotor copper losses Tc by rotor input A2. Hence, from the above expression, it can be concluded that the speed of the motor can be changed either by changing its synchronous speed or by changing its slip. The speed control of induction motor by injecting voltage into rotor circuit. Here the speed of induction motor that can be controlled injecting a voltage of slip frequency into the rotor circuit. In general, how can we control the speed? So by stator control methods, that means by controlling the stator voltage or the stator poles and the stator resistance, we can control the speed of the induction motor. Here what we are doing here, the speed of induction motor can be controlled a voltage of a slip frequency into the rotor. Very important concept is rotor circuit. If the injected voltage is in phase with, that means what we are giving the supply voltage, to the rotor and the rotor induced EMF. When motor is running, in that time EMF induced in the rotor, that EMF here external giving the voltage EMF or voltage and the rotor induced EMF. So here injected voltage is in phase with the rotor induced EMF. is equivalent to decreasing the rotor resistance. Injected voltage is in phase with the rotor induced EMF is equivalent to decreasing the rotor resistance. Hence, the slip decreases or speed increases, whatever the if slip increases or decreases. So now, if injected voltage is in phase opposition to the rotor induced EMF is equivalent to the increasing the rotor resistance. So very important, underline this one. Here voltage the voltage is in phase opposition to the rotor induced EMF is equivalent to increasing rotor resistance. That means here when opposing, these two are opposing, the rotor resistance is increases and rotor resistance is increases. Next one, hence slip increases or speed decreases. And the resistance is increasing. Whenever the resistance is increasing, the slip increases and speed decreases. A large and smooth variation of speed is possible by this method. A large and smooth variation. So very important. Not a small variation. Not a small value. So a large and smooth variation of speed is possible by this method. So underline this one. So very important. Next one is here. However, it requires an auxiliary machine. So however, it requires an auxiliary machine, that is a charge motor or brush shifting motor. So however, it requires an auxiliary machine capable of injecting the correct slip frequency voltage into the rotor. So here, however, it requires auxiliary machine. So what are those auxiliary machines? Charge motor or brush shifting motor. So here, capable of injecting the correct slip frequency voltage into the rotor circuit. Correct slip frequency voltage, it's very important. So next one, therefore it is costly and used with motors of very large rating. So here using very large rating machine, so it is more cost. So nowadays these motors are rarely used because of the bulky construction and prohibitive cost. But in this method, any speed within working range can be obtained. So the method is applicable only to slip ring induction motor. So very important. It is applicable for only slip ring induction motors. In squirrel cage motors, rotor circuit resistance cannot be varied. So why? It is short circuited bar at the ending side. So by increasing rotor resistance, inserting external resistance in the rotor circuit, the slip increases and hence the speed decreases. Since the slip is equal to rotor copper losses by rotor input. However, addition of resistance in the rotor circuit increases the rotor copper losses, which reduces the efficiency. So very important. Here see, observe this one. So addition of resistance in the rotor circuit increases the rotor copper losses, which reduces the efficiency. Therefore, this method should be used only when speed control is required for a short period. This is why short period. If we are using long period, there will be more losses and there is a heat rest. The heat will be produced. So there is a heat effect will be occurred in the motor. So it is short time period only useful. It is short time period only useful. So now next, when external resistance is put in series with each phase of the rotor circuit, the rotor copper losses increases. So automatically, so it is increases, and slip equal to rotor copper losses by rotor input. That means here slip also increases. And if the rotor input remains constant, the increase in rotor resistance will increases the slip. Thus, the motor speed Nr, that is equal to 1 minus S into Ns, will be decreases. So the speed of the motor will be decreasing automatically. So thus the speed below normal only can be had. So the main disadvantage of this method is that with increase in rotor resistance, the rotor copper losses also increases, which proportional to the reduction in speed. So the main disadvantage of this method is that with increase in rotor resistance in the rotor copper losses also increases, and which are proportional to the reduction in speed. Now hence this method is used where speed changes are needed for short periods only. It is required only short periods. So also this method gives speed poor regulation. So also this method gives poor speed regulation. The variation of speed with of load becomes higher. The variation of speed with of load becomes higher. Here see, observe this one. Here this along the x-axis is taken as the speed, and along the y-axis is taken as the torque. Here torque, speed, characteristics. Torque, speed, characteristics. Here at the zero speed, here this one, this is for normal motor without inserting a resistance, additional resistance into the rotor. The torque is here, the torque is somewhat, and here the slip speed is increases. The speed is increases. The torque is going on increasing for the maximum value of torque after this one, and then so the speed increases, then the torque will be decreasing. Here this showing here so very carefully that is showing. After that, by inserting of resistance into the rotor's circuits, here the starting torque will be here without rotor resistance, here with rotor resistance. Here compare this one and this one. Here the torque is improved from this level to this level. So here the maximum starting torque will be more compared with the without rotor resistance. So here From this we can observe those from the characteristics. Here the at zero speed the torque is maximum as compared with the starting. Here the starting torque is maximum here by inserting of rotor resistance, and here the torque is increases up to maximum point, then it is going on linearly decreasing the for the maximum speed up to synchronous speed. So here observe this one. For full load torque, here this one, the full load torque is given. For full load torque here, without rotor resistance, here the speed is n2, here the speed is n2. For full load torque, the speed is n2, and here the for full load torque by inserting resistance, the speed is so less than n2. That means here is low value of here n4. This is the low value of speed, and here half of the load torque. Here this is half of the load torque. The speed is n1, and for this one is so here by inserting rotor resistance, the speed of the torque characteristics. The speed is n3. The speed is n3. Here by observing this one, n1 for half load, here n1 and n3, observe this one, n1 and n3, observe this one. So here the speed is less for by inserting resistance for half of the load, and full load also same. So this is the concept of the here the circuit. From figure 1, change of load from half load to full load. So variation of speed is from n1 to n2 with R2 as rotor resistance. So variation of speed is from n1 to n2 with R2 is rotor resistance. The variation of speed is from n3 to n4 with R2 as is rotor resistance, which is much higher compared with R2 as rotor resistance. Summary. So we have discussed the speed control of induction motor by injecting voltage in the rotor circuit method, and the speed control of induction motor by changing the rotor circuit resistance. Thank you.